Hey guys, Languagehacker here, and we have a spicy deck for you today. Now, it's not a particularly competitive one, but I refined a bit of a quest hunter list for you guys. Now, for those who don't know, the quest line, the final completion for Hunter is you get to have a 0 mana hero power that can target anything. And it gets refreshed whenever you play a spell, similar to old school Raza Anduin stuff in Reno Priest. Now, importantly, you want to be running all the spells that deal damage: Quick Shot, Aim Shot, Arcane Shot, Overwhelm, Moonprey, Bola Shot. There's some generation here with Wandmaker, Sorceress, Scorpids. One Lock and Load for some extra oomph late game. I've included one Devouring Swarm, which seems to be okay enough just to throw some extra guys in. Can be used on the turn you play Tavish, the quest completion as well, to basically cover the fact that you're playing 5 mana 7/7. You can rush into something to protect yourself, or you can use it to get some other resource generations back. I've used it before with Slate as well. Slate, very good when you're running a bunch of spells that deal damage, because then they're just poisonous. Pretty good against stuff like Handlock, where they run a bunch of big minions. Slate, Bola Shot, clean stuff up real nice. And the way you kind of want to play this is, depending on what matchup you're in, you need to play either very... how do I word this? You don't play aggressively that often, because even though you want to get quest done and kill your opponent, you need to keep your resources to actually clear the board, because it's not easy for you to complete the quest very quickly. You're never going to have a turn 5 Tavish. You're very rarely going to have a turn 6 Tavish. Best case, average will be like turn 7, maybe turn 8 if you take it kind of slow. And the reason for that is you need to make sure you stay alive yourself, because your opponent's also trying to kill you during this time. What that means is that you want to make sure you're having some early game minions, Wandmaker, Watchpost, Sorceress to play on curve to help fight for board while giving you the resource generation. I would still, however, keep in your opening hand cards like Overwhelm, Woundprey, Arcane Shot, and Quick Shot, because they help very, very much in controlling the board against aggressive matchups. Stuff like Shadow Priest, Paladin, another Hunter, for example, could be an example as well. Zoo. And this kind of helps you stay alive until you get the first part of the quest online, which then lets you target stuff, minions, with your hero power. And at that point, it's a lot easier for you to control the board. You play a Shadow Priest type game plan where instead of just going full smork, you control the board until you get to that Raza Anduin sort of state where you can just hero power, spell, hero power, etc. So you want to manage your resources pretty effectively. And hence, that's part of the mulligan. Keep the cheap spells that do damage, and some of the early minions. Scorpion might be too slow to keep. Piercing Shot's way too slow. Codobane's too slow. You can consider keeping Slate maybe on coin with something like a Bola Shot, but otherwise I think a Slate's too slow as well. I've kept Sorceress a few times, but even she might be too slow. You need to make sure you have a turn 2 play and a turn 3 play, because if you're not efficiently using your mana on turn 2 and 3, you probably have already lost the game. I ran a couple Lock and Loads. Lock and Load felt too slow. Devouring Swarm, 2 of them felt a little too meh. And because of that, I'm leaving just 1 in for some extra gas late game, and I'm leaving 1 Swarm in because sometimes it is kind of useful. That being said, there was 1 slot left, so I threw in a Watch Post, and it's been kind of okay. Playing this on 2 against some of the slower decks has been really nice, and even against the tempo decks, it's something that they kind of just want to kill. They don't want to really leave this up forever. So it's been okay. Maybe you can throw in a second Watch Post. I'm not including Malagos or Yogg because most games are over on turn 8 to 9, and if you make it to turn 10, it's kind of miraculous if either you or your opponent make it to turn 10. So I tried Malagos. I wasn't able to play it a single time. I think topping out a Brock is the way to go, and then having something like a Lock and Load is some extra gas. The Wandmaker sometimes gives you pouches, which can give you some late game value, and they can also give you Lock and Loads for some extra value potentially. You could also just get what was I saying? You get Wandmaker. Oh, you don't want to naturally run pouches, I think. There is a different version of this list that I think runs Kolkar Pack Runners, and in that list, the pouches are a bit better because you can get more cheap spells to work with a Kolkar, but the 0 mana spells don't really work for the quest completion, and even if you pouch with 1 mana left or 2 mana left, it's still not very likely you get the damaging spell, so because of that, I didn't want to include the pouch naturally in the deck. If you can get it off of Wandmaker, you know, whatever, you figure something out. Importantly, you don't want to just start shooting aim shot faces. You want to use your hero power for control. I've used this a lot where I use the aim shot to clean up something like a giant or, I don't know, a battle master, just to keep the board state safe until I get to the Tavish the Tavish quest completion. At that point, you can start killing your opponent. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, you'll have to play the deck a few times to figure out how it works, and the next few games that I show you here hopefully will give you a better idea of how to do that. But this deck was kind of fun. We ended, I think, 7-6 or 8-7 at, what was this, top 300? Not bad. We floated around top 200 all day playing this, so it was pretty nice. If you enjoyed this, like, comment, subscribe. Even if you didn't, do it. It helps, and see you guys next time. Like, having bananas gives you more damage output later, but it doesn't help you fight for board until, you know. I could actually coin Arcane Shot, but I want to be able to deal with the 2-5 here. Oh, it's not a 2-5, but the top deck of Vapor. That's probably going to have to die, I'll be honest. That is going to have to die. I could coin Arcane Shot here to stop even more damage. What are they playing on turn 3? 2-5? I can deal with 2-5, but no. That's upsetting. I also don't want to take damage from that. Bum 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 bum. Really didn't want to hero power here, but it's a lot of damage. Beautiful. That's an excellent draw. It's a pretty good draw too. Completes the quest. Let me hero power this. You ended up cutting Sorceress because it's got stranded post quest completion. Yeah, I mean, that is a problem with it, but I feel like on curve or near curve, it's pretty good. Piercing Shot deals with that, or I can go Quick Shot Hero Power. I think I like Quick Shot Hero Power better because it sets up for Scorpid. Alternatively, I go Quick Shot, Bull Shot, Hero Power, I get Tavish next turn. But then I don't have anything on board. No, I like the Scorpid better. This gets Tavish down slower. Ooh. This is actually tough. These are all acceptable. So what's going on here? Quick Shot Hero Power, trade. Next turn, Wound Prey lets me finish the quest. But if they develop a minion, I'm going to want to deal with a minion. I think it's Freezing Trap. So this turn I go Piercing Shot, Freezing Trap, Hero Power. And then I go Tavish on 7. I want the Wound Prey here, but if he develops a big enough minion, I'm in or if he develops 2 minions, I'm in trouble, actually. Ooh. Elemental Spell and then something else. I actually don't think I Bull Shot here. I think I Panther. The Bull Shot's just very inefficient. This is fine. Nice. The problem with Devouring Storm is I give them a frog. No, we'll save it. We can use it with Tavish. Happy to see that trade. Not so happy about that. Also not happy about this. But that's fine. Can you calm the fuck down? That's an elemental at least, so I know that can't go face. I mean, it can go face, but... Okay, so that's an elemental. Even if it's a fire Ellie, that's not lethal. And they don't have that much burn left. They need the top deck weapon here to have a chance. Or have this be. That's fine. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to kill that. I have to set up the freezing to play on Alec here, maybe. That's a good draw. I could have watch posted here, but. Lethal setup. We're dead to very few card combos. It has to be like Fire Ellie weapon. Or I guess just Fireheart. Fire Ellie Gyre one would have done it too, I guess. I'm a little bit off lethal here. Easy clap, look at that. Positive win rate once again. We're climbing, guys, we're climbing. I think it's a good lineup for best 3 open cups. I don't give answers like that. Figure it out. To put it bluntly. Use resources you have available to figure out what is good to bring. I can't tell you what's good. You can use EA tiers is a good resource. Fuck, EA tiers doesn't work. Yeah, click on that, but go to the Battle Fight tab. Look at other qualifiers that people are playing, see what's doing well for them, and then go from there. This is unfortunately kind of fucking bad because it dies to just hero power, so I need to put something down that contests. That's not very good for me, but it's also pretty fine for me, so. Pew, pew, pew. Nice order, idiot. I kind of want the Sorceress, but Bola Shot helps me on board. I don't have any targeted spells yet, so if they play minions here, I can go Bola and then hero power.
Come, pray with me.
No one expects a third ball. Well, it was just the second one. We'll see if we can get a third one going. Technically using me as a resource. Ah, we got a smart guy. Okay, okay. Fair enough, but I try not to give out advice like that. Although I appreciate that you consider me a resource. I think. Scorpid ping. Wound Prey ping Wand Maker is an option. I think I like the Scorpid. Scoop it in here. Elven Archer Glory killed you with this card today a few times. Oh no. I don't think Elven Archer is actually good in the deck, but let's be convinced. That Thrive. Wow, good player. That's a lot of information. I know they have both spell things in hand, both lifesteal things in hand, which actually doesn't help me too much. Oh, it suddenly helps me a lot. Okay, XD. That's a full clear. Good draw. The fuck? No, 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 no. Would Penflinger be good in this deck? No, because you just don't have enough resource. Like, Penflinger costs a card, and what Penflinger does, I don't think is that useful in this deck. I can kind of see where you're coming from because there's a bunch of spells, but it's the same thing like running Cold. Actually, it's a little different than running Cold Card, but it's pretty similar. In fact, it's worse than Cold Card. It's a worse Cold Card, which, I mean, that should tell you that we probably don't want it. I don't want to deal this stuff. Deadly? Okay. These are quite good. Let's heal the deadly. That's unfortunate. So they probably use the void shard here to keep their 4/5 alive. I actually thought about. I almost submitted Psychic Conjure in my GM lineup, but I decided it wasn't actually good. This guy's running me-mass cards here. That's. Nah, it's not that upsetting actually. Okay, that lets me complete. Which is quite good. 3/5/7.
You don't pick the ones.
Dun, 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 dun. I could ignore this, but I also don't want to take any damage, so we're gonna get rid of it. We'll save this next turn for an extra ping. How's it going, Zealous? Yes, Spellhunter is back. I don't know if I'd say it's back. We're playing with it, and it's not the worst deck in the game. It's a good draw. It's mana efficient. So they have two lifesteal shards here that they probably have to use to stay alive. What can you do to get me to bring this to GM next week? I can technically submit it tonight, but if you want me to, like, you'd have to pay me enough money to make up for throwing, which I think might also be illegal. Well, depends how you define